Nope. You stay out there. You stay out there. Get this. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Taking me just a couple of minutes to get things rigged up here. So I'm going to turn the volume down on this. And get us back here. Hold on just a second. So, really the purpose that I'm coming out here for today is, like I said yesterday, I just wanted to show Vega. I apologize. I know that that video was a little bit wonky, but the truth is I was a bit frustrated because my OBS is not working. I'm trying to get the OBS up and running. For those who don't know what OBS is, it's essentially like a third-party software that you use where you can insert into live video streams, animation and things like that. And I had a number of different things developed ready to use for the video. And whenever I hit anything, it was just freezing up. It wouldn't do anything. So problematic. And I think it really all comes down to just network bandwidth here. And they've got Spectrum is running it. We just kind of live in one of those areas where you don't have a lot of that. Spectrum is starting to run their lines here. So hopefully it won't be, but just maybe a couple of months and Spectrum will run their lines. We'll be able to connect up and I'll get better bandwidth and then we can start cooking with gas. But until then, it's just the camera. All right, let me see. Somebody's in here. So Lincoln Heights is in the house. How you doing, buddy? I appreciate you tuning in. But, you know, today is very different. You know, I want to come out today and I'm just going to take it easy, have a little fun with this because as you know, LH, this screwball's out there really just kind of, he's a dumpster dive show is what it boils down to. And I know that his lackeys are giving Brother Derek and others probably a hard time just in the crap that they're putting out there on their sites whenever they're watching things and are doing live streams. And I know Brother Derek's a man, he'll take care of it. But it's not the point really is that you've got these two idiots. And I'm pretty sure who the two idiots are. And what Brother Derek needs to understand is that because I think people have struggled a little bit trying to make sense of why do these guys do this for Ken. It's not even really for Ken. They're doing it because they're not making money. Ken had agreements. I know one of the guys specifically, Ken had agreements where they got a cut of everything that he sold that they showed. That they demonstrated the same way he does using rig cameras, that kind of stuff. That's like, I don't know, LH, if you saw that, but he had a video, I think it was yesterday, where he was showing, here's a picture of my customers. There's my customer showing that outside. It's not a customer. That was Hector. Hector's not your customer. And Hector's got a reason to rig that video for you because he works with you. Okay, somebody's working with you, there's no arm's length, they're not a true customer. So you can put that bullshit out the window right off the bat. Right off the bat. Hector, not a customer. Hector, Dicktock, Ritok, Raw, whatever you want to refer to him as, not a customer. Okay. And then I struggle a little bit because there's part of this that really I just don't give a crap about because the type of customer that's coming to Partay isn't going to deal with a Ken anyway. It's just the truth. And people might not like to hear that, but it's just the truth. Folks who are looking for a budgetary way to get a better screen, if they know a little bit about projection, it ain't going to take but just a couple of minutes hanging out over there with Bird, where you're just going to be like, this guy's a joke. He's just a joke. I mean, he doesn't know the stuff that he tries to state about projection. He doesn't know audio. I mean, there's just so much that Ken just really doesn't know. And it's kind of sad because for people who don't know themselves, he uses a lot of derivative slang, tries to make what he's doing or what he's talking about sound punchy, but at the end of the day, it's just bad information all the way around. But rather, I believe Hector is his. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what he calls him. That's what he's called him in the past. And people need to remember, because you get folks who come out here, and I'm not saying, look, it's always good to have a new set of eyes, look at a situation, but he comes out here and says the same things that he's been saying for years, dealing with this asshole for really 5 years now. And the thing that people need to understand is that Ken started every bit of this with everyone. Anyone who's come out and threatened to be competition to Ken went after. That was just his MO. Why? You see, I heard Derek say something earlier about Ken not trying. Ken tried. It didn't work out. It's never going to happen. He has no talent in this space. He doesn't know what he's talking about in this space. He doesn't know the fundamentals of what he needs to know. And some of this stuff may bore people, but you need to understand how light works. You need to understand how light interacts with different surfaces. You have to understand that because if not, you're never going to go too far. The bottom line is when I first came out into this space, here's what was going on. Everyone out here, to my knowledge, was just mixing paint along with some speckles of some sort of glitter or mica or something. And in some cases, they were trying to get a little fancier with it and put a little polyurethane in it to try to gain a little bit of transparency. And I tried out so many different mixes out here. James from AZ, there were a number of them. The guy in Australia, I forget his name, but there were a number of different mixes that I tried. And honestly, they all weren't very good. And because they all had the same problem. They all had the same limitations because any over-the-counter paint that you use is going to have those limitations. So I find it funny that Ken says things like, everybody uses that. Everybody uses over-the-counter paint. No, Partay is not. Partay has not used over-the-counter paint in years. Now, we use it for substrates because it's cheap. I can buy a quart of Krylon Black Flat, and it'll last me forever because I mix it with 2 parts water. So essentially, I get, 3/4 of a gallon, roughly, out of one quart. And it doesn't take but about, I don't know, maybe 8 ounces, 10 ounces for me to use it to coat a substrate for one of our wholesale screens. So we started using that, and that's whenever I actually just took it one day, wasn't paying attention, just wasn't really focused on anything. But I took that paint and put it beside Ken and noticed it matched almost one for one. It was just a hair brighter than his Phantom screen. So I've already matched Ken's screen, Krylon black flat with 2 parts water. So if you use a cup of Krylon black flat, use 2 cups of water, mix them together, and it will do everything that his mixes do. And you've got maybe $3 invested in it. You know, you might have bought the whole quart of paint, but you can use the rest of it for something else. But roughly about $3 worth of paint will coat a screen for you. But it's horrible. It's nasty looking stuff. No one wants to watch that crap. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I think, and I've said this before, Crow knows, he's been around in the early days with me. People give him more credit than what he deserves. Because I've heard folks say, well, maybe he doesn't know that it looks that bad. Maybe he likes it. No, 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 no. If that was the case, he wouldn't rig his camera and he wouldn't have to do all the lying and bullshit that he does. So he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows it sucks. He tries to create something better, but he doesn't know how. He's never figured out how. He's lost in that same world that all those people I was talking about earlier are lost in. They're lost in, can I just take an over-the-counter paint, a little bit of black in it, maybe get a white or a gray, a little bit of black in it, get to a tone that I like, you know, a color that I like, and go. And in a dark environment, you can get away with that. As soon as you start introducing light, you're not going to get away with it much longer. And things are going to start to wash out very quickly. And that's why. And then if you go darker with those kind of paints, you're going to be muted. And that's what you see as well, is that, you know, as you get a little darker, you're going to have to use a good bit more lumens, a lot of lumen overhead to be able to get close to the same type of image that you would get with a much lighter screen. And Partey decided early on that we were not going down that path. If I was going to have to go down that path, I would have just painted a light screen, moved on, and never said anything else, right? Never went into or opened this business. I would have never, ever invested a dime into making screen paints. But I knew there had to be a better way. And as we mentioned before, we started working with folks at different colleges around here and their physics department, specifically optical physics, because I wanted to learn how you could manipulate light. And what I've learned is that you can bend the rules, you can't break them. The things that Ken claims that his screen do breaks the rules, so it's a lie. And he's not in a lab. You know, I heard Brother Derek saying something about, you know, he's not even trying. Well, I mean, you got to look at it. He keeps talking about going to the next level. This hasn't been said for months. He's been saying that for years. He's going mainstream. He's going to the next level, but yet he never gets there. As a matter of fact, all he's done is go down every time. Every time he tries to attack us, he takes a hit. And you think he would get smart enough to back off and just mind his own damn business. But no, he can't do that. He's got to try desperately to crush his competition. And it's not working. It hasn't been working for quite some time now. He's not making any money. He's getting more and more dangerous to himself in the sense that he's taking risks that are going to get him in a hell of a lot of trouble. And I know he thinks he's funny by still out there talking about FLE, but that's going to come to a quick close, a very quick close. Because as soon as the certificate comes in for FLE, Think about it. He's going to embarrass the hell out of himself because he's going to have to scramble to remove that from his website. He'll have to scramble. Had he been smart, he would have realized that he didn't lock that in like he told everybody he did. If you remember, he told everybody before he launched FLE he was going to lock it all in. It wasn't locked in. So I own it. I'm just waiting on the USPTO to finalize their processing, and I own it, and I am legitimately starting an FLE line that used to be my gobbledygook line, and I'm going to market it under FLE, and I will make it successful. And Bird will be pissed, and he will be embarrassed because, again, he's going to have to go out and scramble to remove all his FLE stuff. I know he thinks he's got a little trick up his sleeve, but what he needs to understand is it won't be his call. It's going to be the call of Wix. And once they see that he's in violation, if he tries any kind of little trick, it's probably going to get his website shut down. And at the very least, if he tries to get cute, I'll take him to civil court. Cost me less than $300. And he will lose, and he will pay me money because it will be willful. So if he's listening, you better get your head out of your ass and get to figuring out what you're going to do next. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to kind of highlight just how stupid this guy is, but stupid to the point to where he's going to wreck himself. See, I can't take him down through video. Crow can't take him down through video. Brother Derek is never going to take him down through video. Silent's not going to take him down through video. I've stated this for the longest time. I had Silent can tell you, me and he have had these conversations numerous times. And one of the things that I uncovered through my attorney, and she was very specific about what we could do, what we couldn't do, and what risk, not risk to me like financially or anything like that, but just how you could end up spending a lot of money and then this asshole come right back, start a new channel and start all over again. So when he stole Pro Cinemax, I started putting plans in place then because I knew he would be coming, trying to screw around with me. And so I set traps for him, and he's fallen right into them. And he's still got time to go in and remove his FLE. But see, he's got too much pride. It's that arrogance in the screwhead. Because he's got a brain the size of a damn gnat. He's more emotionally driven. He doesn't know how to use logic. So it's just his pride's going to get him in trouble. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm looking forward to it. And one thing I would say is that he has threatened all of us over and over and over again to take us to court. He has charges. He has lawsuits. He has dick. Okay? He's a peckerhead who has nothing. If he could have filed charges against us, don't you think he would have done it by now? And I know I've mentioned this before, but you got to ask yourself a question. Do you think that people from different states, different races, different nationalities, different credos, different backgrounds, all came together because they wanted to troll this one little dumbass? No. No, it makes no sense, right? I mean, people don't come together over something like that unless there's a real purpose. And the purpose is because they've either bought from him and been screwed, or were about to buy from him and then came across some of our stuff and then realized he was a scam. And then there's people that have talked to him that realize he's an asshole. Because if they ask him any questions, I mean, you're just supposed to buy his product without any questions asked. Because if you ask him questions, he gets belligerent with you. Because there are questions he can't answer. You ask him what the gain of his product is, he's just going to go off on you. because he don't know. He can't tell you what the gain is. I know, and I'll tell him for future use, but you don't want to tell people what that gain is, and it's probably around 0.2, somewhere between 1.9 probably to 2.1 or excuse me, 0.19 to 0.21 would roughly be his gain range. And just like that, range gain, right? No such shit exists. He's going to sue me over range gain. But there is no range gain. You will not find range gain anywhere on my website. Then he tells you, oh, there's supposed to be a video if you click that link. Nowhere in that link does it say, watch this video or go to this video. It doesn't say any of that. It says, see, and before you start. And if you read in before you start, it addresses the approximate gain range. Not a range gain, because range gain isn't a thing. It's made up shit from him. So really, I guess you could say I'm staying in the game to some degree, just on behalf, for two purposes, really. Just on behalf of those like Crow and Phantom. I mean, him even saying anything about Phantom just offends the hell out of me. Because Phantom's more of a man than he'll ever be in his lifespan. I grant you, Phantom's never had to use a poop bucket in the damn corner. But in the end, I do it to amuse myself. Because I like to let him know that no matter what he tries, he can't bully me. No matter what he tries, he can't make me upset. No matter what he tries, he just comes off as a dildo. That's really what it boils down to. No matter what he or Robbie or Destroyer, Replacement, whoever the hell they are, Hector, none of you guys can touch me. I've asked you, give me your worst. Your boy has come out and made video after video after video on my website and has still not stopped the damn parade of orders that come through this household. Not one. Not one. And yet you still try. So waste your fucking time. I don't care. Have fun at it, right? Because everybody, especially if you do something good, there's always going to be people out there that hate you, and they hate me because I have taken their money. Your money is in my pocket, and I'm not even interested in money. That's the real funny part about it. Hell, Crow knows. I've talked with him. I've talked with Silent, talked with others out there. Money is not my driver. Respect is my driver. And I've earned much respect through these Partey products. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be coming out. I'm not going to do it yet. It's a little premature for me to start talking about what we're going to do post-summer, because in the summertime, I'm going to take some time and I'm just going to hang out by the pool, have a few green drinks and stuff like that. I am not worried about, see, like this screwhead, Grave Digger. So, as a matter of fact, let's do one even more. There you go. That's the last we'll hear from you. But you can do the blah, blah, blah thing. You know it upsets you. You go home. You cry to your boyfriend. Say, why can't we sell more? Why can't we make more money? Why can't we make the money that Partey makes? Because you can't. Because you don't have a talent in the fucking world. Your talent is being able to jump onto, what's up? What's up, Brother Derek? I'm just lightning to Grave Digger here. But Ken is a nobody. He's a nothing. He's a fucking loser. He's going to be a fucking loser his whole life, and it's only going to get worse for him. And these guys are losers sucking on a loser's tit. So, it's hilarious to me that these guys come on, they try to mess. I was kind of calling out Brother Derek earlier where they were messing with you about your equipment and stuff like that. It's like, screw these guys. I mean, who the hell are they? Right? You go to their channel, there's nothing there. So it's just a damn troll channel. They can't prove anything. They can't back anything. They can't even show his technology that they claim to support, right? They can't support him because his shit don't work. Let me show you. This is why Partey does not worry about Fed Ken Burn. This is why we continue to wax his ass in sales and money. There you go. That's the Phantom. Now, Brother Derek, you have the Phantom, right? Let's hold on just a second. There we go. But you can see here, it's horrible, horrible, horrible stuff. You can't, if I get up close to it, you can't even see it. You barely pick up an image on it. Sorry, my phone's getting low, so I'm going to plug it in. But you can barely pick it up. And it ain't no better if I put it in darkness. Look. How's that? Look at that ALR technology. It's horrible crap. You pick up a ghost image at best. And you guys think that you guys being his little lackeys, think that I'm supposed to be frightened, terrified by this shit? Absolutely not. That's the reason I don't have to come out. You guys got your screen wars. Everybody's going back with the screen wars. I come out here just to embarrass the shit out of Ken Burn. Because he can't do it back. He can try to pull up my website. He could try to go through Partey's. See, here's the thing. I work for corporations. Now, I'm a consultant. I know what people look for in a portal on his site. But I know what people look for on a portal. And what they look for is to be able to get the hell in there and get the heck out, right? Order what they want to order. Maybe look around for just a minute, but then get out. Nobody goes out there to look at a bunch of damn GIF animations over and over and over. And his damn website's slow as hell. If you try to get to it through a cell phone, I mean, you think it's loaded, you start to scroll, and then it starts loading all kinds of other crap. It's just a bunch of bullshit. What you're dealing with here is a guy who has an IQ lower than Forrest Gump, who's trying to come across as he's extremely, extremely experienced in the field of projection. Now, I've been out here a little over 5 years, and he's been saying that shit and quoting all the same things he quotes today. Groundhog Day, over and over and over. That's what he's got. That's all he's got for you. And I know that everybody that's in here, you guys know this, but I want to put it out there. I want them to know. I want the public out there to know. Those who trust Partey to spread the damn word that Kenneth Bird is a scammer. Sue me, Ken, if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, come get me, buddy. Come get me. He's a sham artist. If I'm wrong, come get me. Get off your lazy ass and make good on one of your commitments and come get me. Because you can't. I'm telling you, you can try this. Oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to make them wait so that, they get all attention, because I make them wait. They won't know when it's going. Fuck that. No, No, you've been saying that for 4 or 5 years now. If you got something, bring it. Make good on your promise, because otherwise you just look like a loud fucking motor mouth. That's all you know how to do. It is just absolutely amazing to me that anybody would buy from this dumbass anyway. I mean, just hearing him talk for 10 minutes will tell you he ain't very bright. And then, oh, he's going to move into the cardboard kingdom. Cardboard kingdom. Let's take a look at that. I got something here I want to do. This is how I see his cardboard kingdom. Okay? Hold on just a second. Went too far. Bring, 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 bring. Oh, it's Kid Bird, Black Series Edition. Excuse me, is this Black Series Edition House of Pizza? What the hell are you talking about? Freaking. I would like to order a pepperoni pizza. Can you give me one of them snazzy USPS boxes? I mean, what the hell is this? Right? What is that? It looks like the back room of a pizza parlor. But yet he's supposed to be a professional. If you were going to make, here's some wisdom for you, folks. If you were going to make a cardboard anything, right, like a piece of furniture, something like that, you would actually cut the cardboard into strips, glue it together, and turn it into like a cardboard timber that you can cut and shape. You would not take a bunch of damn little stickers and stick a bunch of boxes together, then try to seal the seams with glue to make furniture. Who the hell wants to own that? It looks like cardboard pillows. I mean, who the hell would ever want to own that desk? How many of you guys are just in line to buy that ugly fucking desk right there? Nobody. Nobody's going to buy that crap. But he comes out, just like, if you remember, some of you guys remember, Brother Derek, you might not have been around at that time, but he had made a little plastic robot. It was the tackiest, cheesiest looking shit I've ever seen. But he made a plastic robot and oh, this is me. This is my art capabilities. Your art capabilities match your fart capabilities. It smells like shit. It looks like shit, smells like shit, and that's what it is. But this bastard will come out here. I hate that his mother ever spit him out of her friggin' poison loins. But this bastard will come out here and go off on silent. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, he don't bother me, but it pisses me off that he fucked with Silent. But he went after him because he thought he could. It pissed me off after a while. Now, I know sometimes Crow will get in there and he'll kind of ask for it, right? But when I say ask for it, he's just giving it back to him. So if you give it back to him, you can expect it in return. Just like, look, when we exposed him for his bullshit, I'm not sitting here crying, because I figured that's what he's going to do. He's going to retaliate, because that's all he's ever done is retaliate. He's defiant, and he's going to be defiant to a fault. Because like I said, when I get that certification for FLE, if he doesn't have it removed from his website, you want to talk about embarrassment? His ass is going to be screaming. We decided to change our FLE theories to another one on my site. And that's what he's going to have to do. Yeah, I see that, BD. But that's, look at all his failed experiments. I mean, he's like, think about it. Thomas Edison, and I'm paraphrasing here, said it wasn't that it took him 10,001 times to make a light bulb. He just learned 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb, right? With Ken, he's 700 and something products in, and I think 10,000 is probably a bit of a reach for him. He could probably go 20,000 and still never come up with a damn product that anybody wanted to buy. Brother Derek, I've been dealing with this guy for 5 years. He has not changed. He is a bum who is now living in a shed. And there would be people say, well, he's living in a shed and he's having to poop in a bucket. I mean, that's kind of sad. It's sad for people who wind up in a situation like that not by their own accord, right? Just life events that happen. That's not the case for Ken. Ken brought all of this on himself. He always has. And he's done nothing but fall on his face. That's the reason he's ugly as hell. He looks like the ass of a shaved dog. And he's worried about, my chest looks good. How many girls driving down that road do you think look at him and go, I want some of that? I mean, that's like looking at a chicken leg that's gone bad in the sun. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody wants him. And he wasn't married before. He was going on and on about marriage. He wasn't married. He was shacking up. And he got her almost in trouble. You can correct me on this, guy, but he got her almost in trouble, and she ended up leaving his sorry ass. So this dumb motherfucker sat out there and just talked so much shit, but nothing in his life, and this is the ultimate end, nothing in his life has ever proven any success out for him. Nothing. You have not seen the closest he came to it was when he was trying to do his little bragging rights at the Karen place. But as soon as she learned that he was actually slandering his competition in her facility, she kicked his ass out. I mean, how embarrassing to call yourself a Christian and get kicked out of a Christian charity. Then he tries to bring it back on her like it was her fault. He's a prick. He's a prickhead. He's a peckerhead. Can I back series pizza? I like a pepperoni pizza. But he's just a dumbass. And it's funny to me because his little lackeys come out and they say, well, you can't stop him. Maybe now I can't get him off YouTube unless the copyrights get him off. And it's very well likely that he may lose his YouTube channel because everything on my website's copywritten. You cannot go out and defame somebody's website like that when it's copywritten and there not be some repercussions. So we'll see. I'm not going to go all in on YouTube yet, but I will go all in on Wix. And I know that they're going to get rid of it. If he don't remove FLE, they won't have an option. It's not his call. And it won't be the destroyer's call. It won't be Gravedigger's call. It will not be Replacement's call. And here's the thing you really have to ask yourself. When he does go down, and ultimately he will, either he's just going to get bored with it because he's wasting more time and not making any damn sales, and he would probably be better to do his little walkie-talkie videos, right? But even those, he can't stop talking about Crow and me. Even those, he can't stop. And he said it numerous times. I'm going to have to stop that. There are people telling me I need to stop that, but we're going to go in a new direction. An hour later, he's back out doing the same damn thing again. He has no willpower. He has no intelligence. He has no skill. He has no talent. He can't work with cardboard. He can't work with plastic. He cannot work with paint. He has no talent. And like I said, I know this guy's background. Little Lexi Nexi whispered in my ear. He's never been to prison. That's all a bunch of load of bullshit. He's been to jail, but he's never been to prison for 9 years. And all the stuff that he got picked up was petty thief shit. Because he's a pussy. He's not the thug. You know, he would have you believe that he's the thug paint channel, but he's not. And you notice he'll go from talking about Jesus right immediately into somebody kicking somebody in the head, somebody shooting somebody. That's all he knows. He grew up around a bunch of other dumbasses just like him, and that's all the hell they were ever able to talk about. And at 55 years old, it's still the only thing he can talk about. So here's my challenge to Ken. You said you're going to crush me. When's that going to happen? You going to make something out of yourself? How long is that going to take? Because you're not crushing me. Actually, I'm having one of the biggest weeks that I've had in probably 3 months. Since the last video around Sirius C that Silent put out. And this isn't based on a video, unless Ken, it was based on his, right? Unless it was based on Ken's video. So my statement is, hey, people, thank you for your support. And Partey has a bright future ahead of it. I'm going to be sharing some of the things that are going to occur after the summer. Like I said, I'm going to take some of the summer off. I'm not going to spend my time worrying about this dude because I don't worry about him. I jump in to offer my 2 cents into the community hat. But there was a part of me that was just like, I'm not going to even say anything about him again. And that may very well come. I just got the sense from a couple of people that me backing off completely, they kind of felt like maybe I was just leaving them in a lurch. And if that's not the case, then you can confirm that and I'll back off because I'll let you guys carry it forward. Because I don't need to deal with this guy. But I will be sharing some of the things that are coming up for us. Brother Derek, don't you worry about what these fuckheads say. I can tell you that your setup is better than I've seen on Hector's by far. And Hector's got better equipment. Better equipment does not mean that you're going to have a better picture at all. So when they come to you, essentially just tell them to go have relationships with themselves. Use the Elon Musk commentary. Go fuck yourself. With my approval, go fuck yourself. Do it twice if you got it in you. Well, I mean, you know, here's the thing, Derek. Here's the thing. These guys are just trying to get underneath your skin. Now, they can't get underneath my skin because I know who they are. And I also know that if it's one of them, I'd embarrass the hell out of him. So I think he's staying away. But they really can't touch you. See, because that door swings both ways, right? The only thing is we have hurt Ken a lot. And I'm going to continue to hurt Ken. You have my promise that I am going to continue to shame, embarrass this fucking mook. He's a poor, broke ass. You know, you hear him running. I want people to get out and walk and do better, but I'm going to eat a bunch of damn junk food. But I only eat fried food once a week. So other times I'll eat potato chips. What the hell do you think potato chips are, dumbass? They're fried food. But that's how, once again, he's as dumb as a tick trying to get blood out of a rock. So don't worry about these guys, Derek. You do you. Have fun doing you. And lay it to him. Lay it to Ken. Because that's what he can't stand. He's got an ego. Yay big. But the problem is that he can't stand criticism. You notice how I argue with people when they haven't even argued with him yet? Now, some of you people might say, no, 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 no. It's like he didn't even say what the argument was. But it's just his way of trying to bully and intimidate people. Just like the ship backs. Who the hell does a ship back? You think I'm going to put a customer through that crap? Hey, I tell you what, you take the time to take what's left, ship it back to me so that I can embarrass you again. Now that you've bought it, you've already spent the money. Now I'm going to embarrass you again. And I'm going to send you back a product that's even shittier than the one I sent you the first time. That's just absolutely wonderful stuff, isn't it? Just like his batch number guarantee. See, for me, it's the batch ain't no guarantee. The batch ain't no guarantee. It doesn't guarantee shit because there's no separation of duty controls there. He's the same guy packaging this stuff, shipping this stuff, and receiving the money from this stuff. That would never be allowed in court. And I'm going to put some language out on my website for people where he tries to use the batch number for you to go back to PayPal and say, you need to think about this. And they will not be able to argue with it because it's directly from a regulatory agency. See, I'm vastly, and guys, I'm not trying to be arrogant here. I'm vastly smarter than Ken. Half the shit that he talks about is just all, he's pulling his crap out of his ass because he really doesn't know. Like I said, if you're going to do this, you got to have an LLC. No, you don't. No, you don't. And there's times when you can do it as a sole proprietorship. And that's one of the times that you would only need a DBA. Because if you're doing it as a sole proprietorship or a general partnership, you'll need a DBA to end up getting a bank account. Otherwise, it would just be a bank account in your name. There's so much that he tries to fill people's minds with out there, corrupt them, just so he can try to make a buck. And I hope he catches some nasty thing from his shit bucket and just expires one night in his damn shed casket thing, whatever there, because he's a worthless piece of human shit. And I don't mind saying that. If that upsets people, be upset. You're free to your thoughts. But somebody who has taken money from people out there for so long, somebody who has tried to intimidate and bully so many people out there for so long, he's a worthless piece of human shit. And if he died tonight, I would celebrate tomorrow because that's how much love I have for him. People like him, to me, do not deserve to be on this earth. And it's just that simple to me. You can call that harsh, don't care. I'm a pretty easygoing guy, but when you have people who are trying to fuck other people for a living, nah. See, I'm not part of that modern age where you try to justify that shit. Oh, he's just trying to earn a buck. He's just trying to make a living. Then go out and earn an honest damn way of living. Don't take it off the backs of people who are struggling out there and saving their money just to try to have a little something. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you guys for jumping in, but I just wanted to share my thoughts and let people know just exactly who and what this guy is, how he uses rig demonstrations, because you can't turn a white screen into a white sheet of paper in that little bit of light. You cannot turn a gray screen, a gray sample page, into a white piece of sample in that little bit of light. None of that video would ever hold up in court. That's why this motherfucker has never taken anybody to court, because he knows that his ass would end up in a sling if he did, if he tried. So anyway, guys, think I got a little bit of battery power here. It's not charging very quickly, but I'm just gonna take this out of here and go back with our lights here. There we go. And that's about the light that I would keep Vega in at the top end. It's roughly about 100. I said yesterday 120. It was closer to about 108. So about 108 lux. And to me, I probably wouldn't go more than that because you do start to lose some of your black level. But once again, the screen's meant for lower light environments. You notice if I turn out the lights in here, I still have these lights in the corners. Actually, I have overhead halos that I leave on oftentimes. So, and in this kind of environment, got plenty of light to see around you. This kind of screen is magnificent. It holds up really, really well. And once again, this is the back of a motorized screen. The other side has another coating on it, which is the Vega Plus. And this was our ALR series. So you can see it holds a little better black level than this one did. Just a smidge, but it'll hold it for longer. All right, guys. Well, I hope you listen. I probably won't get a chance to do anything over the weekend because we're going to be wrapping up the roof on the pool building, and I'll be busy down there with my sons through tomorrow night and into Saturday evening. So I won't get a chance. Maybe I'll try to come back out on Sunday. I'd like to do a video to talk about the things that are coming up for Parte in the fall, because we got some really exciting stuff, some true exciting news coming up that I want to share with you guys. So I hope you guys all have a good day, and I appreciate you joining. You guys take care. All right. Bye.